I have to preface Abhishek's introduction. So we are a very small miniature partner to Abhishek in his business as an equity partner. It's a investment that has done very well for us. We've never spoken about it publicly, but we've spoken like privately many times about it. I think it's 1.6, 1.7%.
Yeah.
But
pre-IPO?
No. From the open market, it's, I think, close to 500 crores you're holding.
I think 400 crores. Near 400 crores of Abhishek stock, Radico, which is a great investment for me. So
Nice.
don't blame me for being a bit nicer too.
Let's check his story. Let's check his
investment
I think he got
investor
caviar.
relation guys.
That's how this is working. It's like, you're a vegetarian, you have caviar.
I can't see the caviar.
But tell us, Abhishek, you have legacy in this industry. I didn't know, but 70 years, really?
No, actually, see, our company was formed by the Goan brothers in 1943. And then 1973, my dad bought it over from Mr. Sanjay Dalmia. And so from 1973, our family is into the alcohol business. And I studied in modern school. And I always say I'm in the business of making people happy.
In Bangalore, you were in boarding school, right?
No, modern school was in Delhi.
And then college in Bangalore.
Then college in Bangalore. So for me, from the beginning of my school days, I always wanted to create a brand. I love alcohol. That's why I'm happy, because I practice what I preach. So I love each kind of alcohol. And by nature, I wanted to become a CA. But as God had it in store for me, is my mom didn't wanted me to do 4 years of CA and then 3 years of college, then 4 years of CA, then 2 years of MBA. So I landed up in Bangalore for my engineering. And I think the kind of homework I did there by visiting all the pubs, everything, paid me very well. I think Bangalore has been my biggest inspiration of what Radico is today. Because Bangalore is always known as the pub city, and every street had its own pub. And the liquor consumption, liquor consumption was not like an FMCG. It was more like, it was a thekedar system where you push your material. It was not a consumer's choice. But Bangalore was the only city where you could see the liquor as an FMCG. So I did my engineering there. And then in 1996, I finished my engineering. And everything which could go wrong happened to me. I was that time, I think, 22. So we had a separation in our family. My father were 4 brothers. And we got Rampur Distillery. That time, I think the turnover of the company would be about 70 crores. And I had a liability of 50 crores. And the profit would be kind of zero. And
what year was this?
This was in 96. That's the time I joined business. Also, we had a bottling contract with one of the leading players in India, which got over. So my entire revenue system was over. Company was kind of in losses with 50 crores liabilities. So that time, I went to one of the largest bottlers with Dad, and he made us wait for 5-6 hours and wanted a stake in the company. So that's the time I went to Dad. I said, Dad, hum log mar to gaye hain. Now our back is against the wall. And I really want to create a brand, and let me try and do it. So that's the time, as a company, we decided to get into brands. And one of the biggest tasks for me was to change the name of the company. So the company was called Rampur Distillery and Chemical Company. And I was 22. We had 11 foreign companies in India. That is the time that there was a myth, the amount of scotch consumed in India is more than what is bottled in Scotland. And here a 22-year-old guy coming, no monies, nothing, totally like it was a different scene. So first of all, it took me 3-4 presentations to the senior team, and the age was all high. I was 22, they were all 40, 50 years old. So I changed the name of the company from Rampur Distillery and Chemical Company to Radico. RA of Rampur, DI of distillery, and C of company. So that's how Radico came into existence. And
But by the way, I love this part of the story wherein I find this in many industries I'm going in to invest. We have this Western baggage in India where innately Indians believe that if the product is foreign, it's better. Like I was telling you earlier, we still sell Indian clothing, which is probably better quality with foreign models on the face of it. So when I saw this company which was making alcohol called Rampur and Jaisalmer, in some cases which was not even aged as much as the Scottish counterpart, selling for more than that. And people would call me and be like, when we spoke about alcohol, they would be, you will only get it in the duty free and only sometimes. Otherwise, Rampur whiskey will be sold out. So I was enamored from the very beginning in terms of how has an Indian brand been able to pull that off? I feel that way for all industries, not just alcohol, apparel.
And sometimes I'm sure your bigger market in your earlier years of products like Rampur would be international, right? And not...
No, I'll come to Rampur a little later. But so that's the time, like what we did is because monies were limited. So, and you had to be pan-India. Else your marketing bucks would go waste. So I hired a team of 100 people. The average age of my team would be 24. But what I thought, if I get experienced guys, they'll ask me a lot of salaries. Second, they would not agree to what I am saying. So my average age was very less. So my payout was less. Then literally I went to 10 people begging them that please bottle for me. But I could not put up capex. So it's outsourcing, co-packing what you're saying. So I said, I'm 22, after 22 and a half, I want to create a brand, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to run away, so please bottle. So I got 10 people to bottle for me. And then in 98, 8th August 98, we launched our first brand, 8 p.m. whiskey. And luckily, like, I don't know, the ad was very famous. It was the best, one of the best ad of the century. The India-Pakistan ad, this thing, it was nominated as one of the best ads.
What was the ad? Remind me.
It was a border ad. It was two generals. And then at the clock strike, the cannon goes up, the clock strikes, and then they pass the whiskey. It's called as Time for Friends. It's a very popular ad.
Nice.
So that's how we started. Then from 98 to 2006, we mapped out that which are the low-lying sectors, the economy segment or the popular segment, the mass market. And we became from 0 to 10 million cases.
What is that in money terms?
10 million cases, kitna ho gaya? That would be what, a turnover of about 600, 700, 800 crores. 800. So that is what we did. And that was fascinating. Then the most important, which was the turnaround in this thing, is I was in Vegas. And for me, all the good ideas either come after 8 p.m. or at bars, because I think that is my biggest learning. So that's where I can see the consumers what they want.
Yeah.
You interact at either at the bars or at the shop.
Have you guys been to his home in Delhi?
Not his home.
Invited us.
No.
I've got
You have to
7
call
bars.
us for that.
I've got 7
He
bars.
lives
You'll
like
have to come.
He lives like Batman.
What?
So I went, we had an idea of starting a tequila brand with a certain famous person. I took a bunch of friends to his house recently for dinner. Outside of all the alcohol that might have been in his house, so I went in the hotel taxi, right? And we were going back. So when we were leaving, Abhishek sent a Rolls Royce, a Bentley, and 1 or 2 other cars like that. And we went in like a posse of cars. And I was like, what is going on? And my Innova, which was from the hotel, was following me from the back.
Bangalore versus Delhi.
Very nice people.
No. I go to Bangalore also have a lot of people, much more than Delhi. So that is also different. So that I don't get it. So anyway, so I was in Vegas. So there, what I saw, that people were ordering vodka on the table, Grey Goose. And the whole trend was changing because earlier you never used to show your bottle off. So, you know, the bottle has to be a piece of art, what I realized. And the concept came that, there was an ice bucket, the bottle was there, and people were proud to put the bottle on the table. So I said, we need to create a vodka. And we want to go and premiumize. So that's the time I came back. I wanted a decorated bottle, but we didn't have money to get the machine. So I think no one knows this. So I met up with kabadiwalas. So the first bottle of Magic which was produced was dipped in acid with a paper label, and it looked like a frosted bottle and everything. So Magic was born in 2006. Then it kept on innovating. And today we are proud because I always believe that 25% of the global market is vodka. In India at that time, it was only 2%. Now it's changed to 4%. The vodka consumers are basically the younger generation, that is youngsters and women, which if we see our demographics, year on year, every year, like 15 million people are going to come into the drinking age. So I thought that is the right thing to do. So that's how Magic came. And today we are proud that Magic is the 7th largest vodka in the world. And in India, out of all the vodkas, starting from a regular to a Grey Goose or a Kaufman, 60% of any vodka sold is Magic.
Fantastic.
So that has been one of the turning points for us. And then what happened is we had Morpheus, which is the largest premium brandy. So even if you see the packaging, what I believe, if the packaging, what someone was saying, like packaging is the first thing which attracts to a consumer. Second is the most important, the blend has to be good. And when you actually make a brand is when people are proud to have that sitting together. They're not shy away. Even if they like the product, they like to display it. Then in 2014 is UK and India always have this tussle that Indian whiskey cannot be called as a whiskey because it's not aged. And that's the time, if you see all the new age malts, whether Yamazaki, etc., were gaining ground. Earlier, like Yamazaki never used to get sold. Today, if you go to buy a 15 or a 18, 21-year-old Yamazaki, you won't get it in the market. Each bottle is more than ₹1 lakh. For a 25 would be, I think, about 2.5, 3 lakh rupees.
And then they also remove the label.
No, they're on allocation. So
it's an allocation.
They called me and they said, please buy us a bottle.
The Yamazaki 18.
Yeah, buy a bottle. But
And also
In fact, I was in Hedonism.
No,
A
because we are
bottle of
checking
Yamazaki 55. Guess how much was it retailing for?
No idea.
Any guess?
50 lakhs.
Must be.
6.5 crores.
Wow.
And people actually buy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, collectors.
It's crazy, I'm telling you.
I read this
Chinese.
it's
article.
like art, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like art.
So
The Chinese
There's no
are...
price to it.
But art, you don't drink.
No, but nowadays, if you see wine and
it is-
malt,
it is
it
part of-
appreciates. It
It's
appreciates a
yeah,
lot.
and people are reselling.
Like
There's a
Rampur, I'll tell you,
reselling situation.
People invest into
happening.
barrels.
You actually get
Yeah.
invited to these closed rooms, Zoom
auctions.
sessions.
In
where
our company
you can
also, they've
actually sell
invested
your
in
bottles.
barrels, like a few of
Trade.
these auction houses, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There are
collectors.
multiple auction houses.
So that's the time we created in 2016 our Rampur single malt. And today we have 7 expressions. The cheapest is $100 a bottle. And in fact, lately we had 400 bottles of Chairman Reserve. The first bottle was in London. It was sold for 1 lakh, which got re-auctioned for 2 lakhs. So we had saved some bottles, which is now in Hyderabad duty free and retailing at 5 lakhs a bottle.
And it's sold out?
Yeah, there's now I think only 2 left. So-
400 bottles.
Yeah.
So that's 20 crores of sales.
No. I started with 1.
Right.
But in the end, there were 3-4 bottles left, which we sold, which is now detailing at 5 lakhs.
This is a good insight on the market. Like when we are pricing products across category, we're like, if 400 Indians are willing to pay 5 lakh rupees a bottle, they can pay 20,000 for a shirt,
Absolutely.
shoes,
Absolutely.
Indian-made watches. As far as we can push this needle of Indian craftsmanship and the ability of the Indian artisan in every department, I feel like, like enough of white stuff here. Why not our stuff sell there? Culturally, we are more
See,
creative,
it's
if
happening.
anything.
We are
no?
right in the
You know
It's
what,
happening.
Nikhil,
Yeah.
what I'm saying with especially our Prime Minister,
Yeah.
the Indians, the kind of respect, the kind of aura Indians have, earlier they used to doubt the quality of Indian product. But today, India commands one of the biggest premiums. That is why like a single malt is on allocation. And we also launched like taking from your gin. It can be always debated whether gin was invented in England or Holland. But gin and tonic was the invention of India.
Really?
In 1910, you'll be surprised, when there was a malaria outbreak, so the Britishers, what they did, they had to have this quinine. So they mixed quinine with lime water and
And then
sugar.
they added gin in the end.
And
soda.
then they,
Might as well.
soda. Then they added gin. So gin and tonic is the creation of India. That's why every tonic water is Indian tonic water.
And how big is Radico now?
See, Radico now is like our turnover last year was about 4,200 crores. And market cap is close to about 23,000 crores.
I read in the news somewhere that Abhishek had become a billionaire on Forbes. How did that feel? What changed?
See, being a billionaire, etc., is all numbers, it's all market. But in the end, what is more important that the Indian products going abroad create that name, like our gin, Jaisalmer, Rampur, because numbers will keep changing. So that does not give me a kick.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.